I don't know. But hey guys, Mackenzie here for another video. Right now y'all can actually see my face. So that's good, I guess. I'm sorry for my hair. It's looking a little crackheadish right now and it's not doing what I need to do. So we're just gonna ignore that. And I'm sorry for the background. I have the dryer on. So that's that. But for this video, I just want to talk to you guys about writing books. So I recently wrote a book last summer. It's basically about like mostly females and like the things that we may be too embarrassed to talk about, or just subjects that women have a hard time explaining or trying to get advice from. Like, it's not the same generic advice that everybody already says, you know? I'm just speaking from like a realistic point of view of what I've learned or what I would have wanted somebody to kind of explain to me growing up as a woman. So that's basically what it's centered around. I wrote it during, like, you guys remember the Black Lives Matter protests and everything that was going on last summer. So it was during that point, and it kind of like inspired me in certain points to write about what I did. But yeah, so that was my first book that I ever written. That's the only book I've ever written, and it was something I had thought about for a while, and it kind of just was like, let me just start it and see what happens, because I never thought I'd be able to actually do it, you know, because who thinks they can write a, like, writing a book is hard. It's hard. So basically, I just kind of want to talk to any of you guys that may be kind of like wanting to start a book. Oh, my knees kind of ashy. Wanting to start a book, but don't really know how to start. So from my perspective, just start writing. Like, I'm not like the pen and paper type of person, because I feel like it's just a lot of work from doing that to like actual print and doing it in the Word docs. So basically, I would recommend kind of just writing like an outline down. You can write that down physically or on the computer, an outline of each chapter, a little 1 or 2 sentences for what each chapter you want it to be about. Because when you do that, it's a lot easier. Because I'm not the type of person, I don't like outlines. Like in college, I'm a college student right now for like research papers and all that. I hate outlines because I've always felt like it was so unnecessary. When it came to my own thing, I was like, maybe this is kind of necessary. So y'all need to just write an outline and just do it, because it helps you focus on what you're actually gonna write. Because you may have like a ton of ideas in your head, but you may not know where to start. So that would be my first kind of advice thing, is to make an outline for each chapter of the book. So that when you get done with one, you know where to start with the next one, and you know where to start with the next one. And it's not like this big brainstorm you gotta do for each one. So like subtitles, all of that, just write it down. I promise you, it'll help you. The next tip I would say is, don't think of your first chapter, like, don't think of the chapters as a rough draft. Like, write it as if you're about to send it in to a publisher the next day. Like, don't write with an intent to, oh, I'm gonna make mistakes and all that. Because when I had that mindset that, oh, I'm gonna make mistakes and all that crap, it kind of, I feel like it allowed me to make more mistakes. It was like it was like I was opening the door for the mistakes to happen and like the grammar issues to happen. So when you do it, each paragraph, kind of like look over the paragraph before that and then build off of that and keep going. So when you do that, it's not a lot of grammar and editing you have to do in the end, because you kind of already did majority of that. Of course, you're still gonna have like minor mistakes that everybody misses, but it's not gonna be as bad as like just rough driving a whole 300-page book and then having to go back and do it, because that's just a lot of work that nobody wants to do unless you're paying somebody to do it for you. So if you're like an independent self-publisher, don't do that to yourself. Actually, like, edit as you go. Edit as you go. It might be tedious at first, but edit as you go, because I promise you, it is a lot better than trying to do all of that at the end. And then my third tip would be to, I know that I'm the type of person that I have a hard time putting words into what my idea is. Like, I have a ton of ideas in my head and a ton of directions, and sometimes I don't know where to focus it. So sometimes you need to just keep writing and keep writing, and then you have to move things to fit where it should. Like, don't be so structured in what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the outline, that outline might not be the final outline. You know, one thing may fit better and flow better in your book than what you originally put it as, and that's fine. Like, it's no big deal. Just move it, you know? Copy and paste. It's not that hard, I promise you. So don't feel like everything has to be perfect, because in the end it's not going to be perfect, and you might come up with something even better than what you thought you wanted there in the first place. Because honestly, as I was writing, I was like changing ideas and switching titles and everything, because I'm like, oh, this will fit better. No, I like this way. Like, this gonna flow better. And you'll know in your heart and like in your head, you'll be like, this is the direction I really want to go in more than this. So yeah, don't be discouraged from doing any type of writing. I know, like, it's really hard to get out there with publishing. Like, I still haven't even got my own book published, and I've sent it to, I don't even know how many agents. You know how many notes I've gotten? And it breaks my spirit every time. I had to give up for a little bit because I was just sad. But it's such a, what's the word? Like, saturated. Like, it's just so many like great authors out there now, and not many people are reading like physical books, as like, because you know, technology and all that. It's 2021, so nobody's really reading books like that. So unless it's like online, so it's really hard to get your work out there. So like I self-published on like Amazon, so I have my book up there. Y'all want to check it out, the link is down below. But yeah, I did it off there, and you just promote it based off like your social media. If you have a nice social media platform, or you need to create one, make like a YouTube channel or something, you know. This is what I'm doing, because why not? But it's hard. You're gonna get a lot of no's. You are. They ain't lie about that. You are. It's gonna break your spirit little by little, and it's gonna hurt your feelings a little bit. But then you gotta realize that everything takes time, and you don't want to be with that agent that doesn't really truly see your talent or see the purpose of your book. So those no's are actually blessings in disguise for something that's supposed to be great in your life. So you can self-publish on Amazon and then keep trying to find agents and stuff. Keep putting yourself out there until your time to shine is there. Because I promise it'll come. Shoot, it'll be 5 years for some people. It'll be 1 month for one person, or whatever. I feel like people with more of a greater social platform probably get it a little bit easier, just because it shows that there's a market for that book, you know? And if you don't really have that, then it's hard for them to tell whether your book would sell as much. But you just gotta keep trying, keep putting yourself out there. Because honestly, I didn't feel comfortable making this video. I'm not a social media person. Like, if you see like my platforms, like, I don't really post like that, because I'm not shy, but like I don't do a lot. Like, I don't really go out and like dress up all the time, so I don't really have that platform to keep like promoting myself like I used to. But like, as I've gotten older, it's kind of like I don't really feel like doing all that, so I just don't. But if you do, or if you don't, do what you need to do, basically. Like, you see me, I'll put myself out here, so you can put yourself out here, because you got it. I promise. I promise. I promise you will be okay. I know some people are shy and all of that, and they don't really want to do that and promote their work. Like, I don't know why, but it feels like promoting your work is like almost embarrassing in my head, because I just be like, what are people gonna think? They're gonna be like, oh, she wrote a book. Who does she think she is, you know? And it's that mindset that kind of messes up the flow, because you're like doubting yourself, but you really don't need to, because the people that are going to support you in the end are the real ones you need in your life. And if you create that platform for yourself, you're going to be very successful in the future regardless. So that's the journey I'm kind of on and doing right now. And hopefully whoever's watching can also be inspired to do that. And if you guys need more like in-depth tips for what you would like to see or what to do, or like maybe like a step-by-step guide to what I did for my book, I'd be happy to show you guys, or how I self-publish on Amazon or whatever it may be. You guys can let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe and everything. Or if y'all just want talks like this, like real talks, y'all can put down subjects in the comments and I'd be down to kind of talk about it. And I'd be happy to, you know, get to know each one of you and your story. So just make sure y'all interact and subscribe, because it's hard for YouTubers, well, new ones now, because everybody a YouTuber. I don't know. I'm trying my best. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.